Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Dr. Reese Gardner.
What do you do for a living?
I am a medical doctor with expertise in the area of pharmacology.
Hmm. What qualifies you for that position?
I used to be the chief pharmacologist at the St. Sebastian's Hospital in Los Angeles. Then I took a facility job at Johns Hopkins Medical School. About 10 years ago, I left Johns Hopkins in academia. I became a consultant, a person who provides expert opinions in court, like I am doing today.
How many cases have you testified?
I have testified either in court or by expert declaration in more than 40 legal cases.
Okay, and how are you involved in this case?
On June 4th, 2018, I was hired by the party that I am now representing. I did not perform any tests, nor did I get to ask any questions. I had just been handed only by exhibits and testimonies and examinations. Then I have drawn up conclusions.
Were the facts sufficient enough to make your expert opinion?
Yes, definitely. Despite the limitation of not having any verbal consent, I have been allowed to make my fully head-on opinion.
What did you notice while you were reviewing the sources?
Well, actually, I realized quite a few things. First of all, there are reasons to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt, Joey's death was not caused by these princess beads. And secondly, there are alternatives that would have caused his death, such as his pre-existing condition being the main one.
What was Joey's pre-existing illness?
Joey's pre-existing condition was asthma. It's basically where sometimes you have trouble breathing and they would clog up your pipe that runs through your body into your lungs.
And what effect does it have on Joey's death?
He was probably having an asthma attack followed by the clogging up of her princess beads, and they're not mainly the princess beads' faults, as they were just another thing that the kid swallowed. Asthma attacks is common and they usually cause respiratory arrest, which had happened to Joey.
What are the unknowns and flaws of the theory?
Well, there are many reasons to doubt the theory that the princess beads had actually poisoned Joey Davis. Now, similar to what Dr. Tushmans pointed out, the GHB concentration in Joey's bloodstream did not add up that Joey had died from the princess beads.
What was the concentration of GHB in Joey's blood compared to the amount that led to death?
The GHB in Joey's blood was merely 148 milligrams. Normally, when someone dies from a GHB overdose, they have a peak concentration of 300 milligrams, more than 2 times the amount that Joey had in his bloodstream. However, like Dr. Tushman's opinion, it is possible that the peak concentration is likely higher than 148, such as 300.
How many beads should have Joey eaten to get overdosed by GHB?
Well, Joey had swallowed 25 beads to have an estimate. He approximately swallowed 25 beads. But should not have been an amount to have a GHB overdose. Instead, he probably should have eaten around 50 beads of the princess.
What are the other reasons why we should doubt about the theory?
It is proven that once the GHB causing agent had actually been removed from the body, in Joey's case, would have been the princess beads, the concentration of GHB should peak around about, let's say, 45 minutes. Yet, Joey had vomited all the beads at 12:35 p.m. He should have reached his respiratory arrest 45 minutes later at around 1:20 p.m. Yet, it actually had been caused at much later, 3 p.m.
What is your conclusion, Dr. Reese Gardner?
Apart from the question whether or not the Princess Beats is actually responsible for Joe's death, I believe that Happyland is being unfairly criticized, and I believe that all the facts and exhibits and reasons should provide more than a reasonable doubt. As, again, there were the facts that Joey had not vomited his beads at the exact time to meet up with the GHB overdose standard timeline. Also, there are other facts that Joey had merely had an asthma attack, and he didn't have his inhaler or something. I think all these facts would lead up to more than a reasonable doubt, which is why Happyland should have been found not guilty.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Reese.
You're welcome.